Hi guys, hello Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, hello Instagram. How's it going? Sunday Eve, hope you're all good. So I wanted to talk to you. Oh, wait a minute, my Instagram's just stopped. One sec. Let me just do this. Oh, you get the joys of getting to watch me do this live. I did this last time. 1 minute. Very thrilling for you. All right, sling that on there. Press that. Are we good? I hope that was very exciting for you guys over here. Right, we are on Instagram. I don't know why that did that. Had a little wobbler. So I wanted to talk to you tonight about 3 shifts to work less without losing profits. Now, for those of you who are quote unquote outwardly successful, and I say say like that, by that I mean fully booked. You've got waiting lists as long as your arms. You've closed your books. Demand is far outstripping supply. You basically have more clients than you have appointments. You have more demand, more people wanting to make appointments with you than you have available appointments. One of the most challenging and often conflicting parts of getting to this stage is often when you hear that it doesn't actually feel very successful at all. Tell me if you agree or if that resonates with you. Everyone else from the outside, everyone else thinks that you are very successful. Maybe they even say how jealous they are, how they would kill to be in this position. And it's frustrating because in private, you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling resentful, hey Rich, and like you have no life outside of work. Like, what even is a social life when you're feeling like this? So I invite you today just to reflect on this idea of success. What is success for you? And I'd love to know this in the comments if you want to share. This is crucial because if you are not clear on what your new definition of success is, you will not know where you're going or how to find out the hidden profits that are going to help you to get there. So you need to decide what success looks like for you, not for anyone else, not an inherited idea of success from someone else, your old boss, your parent, your careers advisor, whoever that is. You of today, you right now, this second, and also you of the future, not what success was for you when you were little. For me, success was one of my favorite books ever. Did any of you read Gem and the Holograms? I was actually obsessed. I've been thinking about this week. It was like one of my favorite books, and it makes a lot of sense because she was like the lead singer of a rock band, and they all had mad hair and like different colored guitars, and they traveled around playing. I mean, I've got no musical talent whatsoever. But yes, think of, there'll have been little U's version of success. Mine was being Gem and the Holograms. But my idea of success has changed, over the 34, coming up 34, 35 years of my life. So you of today and you of the future, because that's what's really important. So not what success was for you when you were little or at the start of your career or even pre-pandemic, because I saw so many shifts in what people were doing or aspiring to do in 2019 compared to what they actually thought success was and what they wanted to do post-pandemic, 21, 22. Not what success is to your parents, to your partner, to your friends, to your old boss, to your industry peers. And know this, you are allowed to change your mind. Here is the permission slip. I always say you don't need permission off me, but if you need it, you can have it. Here, take it. There you go. There you go. Here is your permission slip to change your mind. It is okay. It is acceptable. It is safe. It is appropriate to change your mind. Sometimes you need to. I used to want little Maddie, 18, 19-year-old, as I was gearing up to start my career. I wanted to have a chain of salons when I first started out. I imagined my name above the door in these gorgeous lights across all these cities. I had my list of cities that I wanted to have salons in. It was all the cities that I loved. It was like Leeds, Manchester, Edinburgh, London. And I thought, oh, how cool would that be to have like Maddie and it'd be all this like leopard print, like cool punk looking salon. I had the Pinterest board with the colour schemes. I had the cool ideas for the uniforms, the neon signs, the fancy wallpaper in the low, which thankfully now I just have in my little office. But I had the realisation in the first lockdown, and I wonder if you guys had it as well. I'm sure this happened to me when I had my first Saturday off in about a decade, and then I had 15 subsequent Saturdays off in that first big lockdown we had in England. And I finally had a bit of peace, I had some space. I had physical space, emotional space, mental space, space outside of the business. I was able to step out of the business because I've been constantly in it up until that point in the salon. I had more time to reflect than I've ever had before. I had more time to define what success was for me personally and to make decisions based on my definition and not someone else's. And I know that some of you did the same. And I know that some of you made, yes, Jackson saying, loved that time. Yeah, it was, loved having the time. That was it. It was like we saw, I remember people saying, God, is summer always is nice? Because, you know, we had, when you could go out for your walks, your well-being walks. And I remember thinking that as well, and other people saying, has summer always been this nice, or have we just been inside? I think it was that. I think it's quite sad we've just been inside the whole time. And I know some of you made the same, like had the same sort of thoughts I did. And I know that some of you had made some very, very big decisions on what life and business would look like for you when you went back down after those lockdowns. And as the Ledge sports coach John Wooden says, success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing that you made the effort to do your best and to become the best that you are capable of becoming. Yeah, it did change everything. So that's what I invite you to think about. Have you done your best? Hell yes. I'm not even going to give you a minute to think about that. Of course you have. You're fully booked, so you're clearly doing something right and you've created so much demand. So you're doing a good job in that, creating of that demand. Your clients are coming back, so you're doing something right. So I want you to first of all just reflect on what you've done up until now, the sacrifices that you have made, the blood, the sweat, the literal tears you've put into building that gorgeous business of yours, the passion and the love that you have poured into it. And I want you just to take a second to feel that pride, that gratitude, and just thank the different versions of yourself that got you to where you are today. I feel like we just keep rebirthing and rebirthing and rebirthing, like newer and newer and newer versions. Hello, my main Rose Salon. Whenever I read these, I feel like I need glasses because I'm like, I see your name, I see you. Hello. And I don't know if you feel the same, but so, you know, sometimes you're in those little situations. I call it like the gloopy cocoon phase. Do you know, it's like just before you're like emerging into that next level, that butterfly thing, you go through that horrible gloopy caterpillar. I work with a lot of people in that phase as well. And all of those different versions, all of those sort of reiterations of yourself, I want you to thank all of those who got you to where you are today. And I also want to ask you, have you ask yourself this: if nothing changes, does that feel okay for you? And as John says, have you become the best that you're capable of becoming? When you look at your current situation through the lens of defining success on your own terms, where does that fit in? When you think about what you're capable of becoming, does that mean working more than you're currently working now? Or does it mean becoming someone who can actually enjoy the fruits of your labor and really enjoy all of that hard work that you've put in? Does it mean becoming someone who can separate emotion from logic and make business decisions that are conducive to your definition of success, not from a place of scarcity, not from a place of people pleasing, not from this place of trying to prove yourself, not from this like emotional knee-jerk reaction kind of place? Does it mean becoming someone who can stay firm in their no? Does it mean Jackson saying working different to open more potential? Yes, I love that, thinking differently. It's like that phrase, isn't it? What got you here won't get you there. So we have to think differently. We have to do differently if we want different. Whether it's because your definition of success means no more working evenings or weekends, or no more kids cuts, or no more disrespectful clients, what I find when I coach people through this stage in business, the caterpillar stage, is that it elicits a shift in identity. The versions of you that got you to this position are not the versions required to break through to your next level of success, right? Where you're no longer running yourself ragged, but your business is more than supporting your goals and financial security, to explore other avenues, to make decisions from the CEO mindset, to really operate from this CEO, this kind of CEO headspace, rather than the mindset of the technician, the person on the tools, right? There is a future version of you, this butterfly version, just underneath that gooey little surface that we're feeling at the moment. Like those wooden nesting dolls, that's what I always think of. I go, pop one open, oh, there's another one inside. Pop it open, there's another one inside. And that's what I see this as this new kind of identity shift. And that next level little Russian doll, little nesting doll, they cannot wait to meet you. And I can't wait to meet them either. So how can you do this? 1, define success right now for you and define success for you in the future. 2, reflect on the journey so far. Think about the different versions, those different iterations of yourself and those evolutions you've undertaken, whether you want to go into full Pokemon mind. What were they called? What did they look like? All those different versions. I love to think about those. From the you who took the plunge to go self-employed, if you remember them, mine was little Maddie. I call her little Maddie. I've been 6 months since I was about 11. Big little Maddie, and she was 20 years old when she went self-employed. I mean, God, I thought I knew everything. I knew nothing at all. To the you who navigated the pandemics and lockdowns, that's a whole other iteration that we didn't know we were ever going to meet that person, yet they were there waiting inside. We met them. To the you who has taken your business to where it is today, right now in 2024. Thank each of those versions for what they've done and the lessons that they kindly learned for you along the way. But let them step down now, because those versions have done what they needed to do. Yeah. 3 is, I want you to meet the next version of yourself in your mind's eye. Who do you need to be to achieve this new definition of success? While the strategy side of business and growth is really, really important, there's no denying that at all. It is so hard for it to stick and for you to take action when you're holding on to these past versions of yourself. And that's why inside of Breakthrough, we work on 2 sides. So 1, we work on the doing in the front end. This is the steps, the strategies, the implementation. And then in the back end, we do a lot of work on the being, the identity shifts, the integration, the gratitude, the release of the old, along with the welcoming of the new. If this resonates with you and you are fully booked, beyond booked, you wish you could clone yourself, but sadly you can't, and you would like to work together to sustainably drop a day per week behind the chair without sacrificing any profit, I'd love for you to DM me on Instagram or Facebook the word busy, and I'll show you how we can work together. Thank you as ever for your time, for your energy, for being here. I'm going to be back here over the next couple of days, and I'll hopefully catch up with you. But yeah, DM me the word busy if you want to drop a day, at least a day per week behind the chair, whilst maintaining or increasing profits for the long haul. I'll speak to you soon. See you later.